Good morning. In my Sunday best again, and as you can see, I've got my hair done. Today we have got to go and prepare for a container arriving, which is rather exciting. So I'm going to go and do that, really. Come along. Right, it's a grey old morning, November weather. I'm gonna get some of this cut back because I'm fed up of knocking mirrors off the trucks, and that really is something that I want to sort out. So I'm gonna get these out of the way because we're gonna get the container delivered and hopefully put where the green truck is at the moment. So we shall see how that goes. Guy's supposed to be phoning me tomorrow, which is possibly exciting. Or delivering it tomorrow. So let's check out the old girl. Some keys here somewhere. Okay. Check everything's gonna go. Lights. Excellent. It's a good old girl. Does start first time. The plan is to actually get the caravan onto the back of that one. We were going to take the Toyota with us, but it needs a bit of welding. The MOT's a bit close and it's just becoming a bit of a pain in the backside. So I'm going to chuck it on eBay, or I'm just going to park it here, and there we go. We'll deal with other stuff as we go. Now the problem that I've got with putting the caravan on there, I think I'm really going to have, apart from having to have a look at the winch and see if I can get that working, is that we've got a couple of wheels there, but at the front we've only got the jockey wheel, and I think it's going to be a real pain to get it onto the back of the truck. So we'll see whether that's a possibility. So check, this one actually starts as well. I haven't been doing much filming for a while because we've just been waiting for the house sale to go through, and it has been just such a slow process. And by the time you're watching this, hopefully we'll have actually finished all the paperwork and we'll be going somewhere. So let's just connect up the battery. There we go. Yeah, so I bought a new winch cable. Thank you, eBay. But the winch itself wasn't doing what it was supposed to, so I'm gonna have to take that to pieces. Start, little Isuzu. Perfect. Right, let's get this one out of the way now. The musical trucks. Oh, it's a little bit heavy one-handed. Oh, good. Mice. Right, I want to change the oil on this today. Look at that, little buggers. I have to clean that all out. I'm going to check through the wiring harnesses because I really don't want to find that we got a fire, courtesy of Mickey and his mates. But one thing I've really got to do today is, and I'm hoping I bought the correct one, is I've got to change this, the old expansion tank. So it should be the right part number. Hello trains. Right. Double wrap. Right, hopefully this is the same part as this one. Looks about right, doesn't it? So I'm going to get you set up, whip that off, and yeah, get on with some faffing around. You can see where those blooming mice have been this side as well. Can't see anything, luckily. Yeah. Switched you to head cam, so hopefully you can see what's going on there. I'm just going to whip off this snorkel here, because what I want to do is get this little thing out of the way, and this other big thing is massively in the way. Look at that, perfect, comes straight out. So I'm going to turn that just like that, and we'll chuck the coolant such that stays in there back in later on. Right, you just stay there, whatever. Now, this was the bit that was the problem, and I think, there we go. There's a load of crap that stayed in there. I'm going to hopefully be able to just cut that off. It looks like it's been botched before, to be fair. Great thing, of course, you watching me doing this is you got the gift of hindsight, because we're about to find out whether this is going to be a horrendous faff or not. I suspect not, but you just never quite know. There we go. Nice. No, maybe not. I'm going to say that this little truck is just wonderful to work on. You've seen me do the brakes, maybe. That's in another video that you can go and watch if you are a masochist, but it's just really nicely laid out and everything is accessible. Much easier than working on a car, I have to say. Nice. Cool. Right. Now I've got to think about the winch, and I just am not happy about that. I tried to put the new wire on it the other day and it was operating, but I couldn't stop it operating, and that wasn't great. And as I say, I want to get that caravan up onto it, so it's all a little bit of a faff, to be frank. Well, it really is leaf blower season now. I'd intended to make, see, I told you, I'd intended to make a video, you know, every couple of weeks, something like that, and document our move to Portugal. And things didn't really work out exactly to plan, as probably they never do. So we're a couple of months since I actually did put up the last one. That was the Shinefest one, which I hope you watched, and you can have a look at the link above if you haven't. And go and buy your tickets now. But we're now pretty much full steam ahead. With any luck, we will be in 2 weeks' time sitting on a boat taking us to Santander, or maybe Bilbao, we don't quite know which yet, and then trundling down through Portugal with nowhere to go, because the property that I really wanted to go and have a look at has unfortunately just gone under offer. So coming quite close to Christmas, I think that we might end up somewhere down in the Algarve doing a bit of wild camping. And as anyone knows, making content is actually really quite hard, so perhaps our trials and tribulations down there might be of some interest. But obviously, thank you so much for watching. You know, it's nice to know there are people out there that actually do enjoy listening to me ramble on, and if you really do, then, you know, click like and subscribe, because that's always helpful. The YouTube metrics otherwise just don't work and you just don't get any traction. So I'm going to go and change the oil. I've been trying to put it off. I don't really like doing it. And then we'll see what other jobs got to get on with. Good morning. Yeah. Okay, let that drain out. Okay, plan C. We're now on to plan D, and that is actually to go and buy a oil filter wrench, because unfortunately the jaws of my little thing here won't open wide enough to get around that. I could probably have saved myself years and years and years of hassle if I bought a oil filter wrench a long time back. So, bit of retail therapy.
I live in the south, where there's a wide open sky. We got pickup trucks, we've got good old hound dogs and white country churches. We've got everything you need. Just don't lick the cane toads. Don't pick up any of our coral snakes. Just don't lick you'll be fine living out here in the sticks.
Thank you to Mr. Halfords. I now have a bit of chain which should go around there. I don't know whether you can actually see anything of that, but this is the absolute limit of the size of this thing. With any luck, it'll go on there. There we go. Bollocks. Okay, holding on to it this time. That was seriously... no. Right, well, I did say to Mr. Halfords that I wasn't going to bring that back, but I tell you what, that is a Draper product, and that is a pile of but it did at least get this undone. Crying out loud, chaps. I mean, really? That is just a little bit poor. What are you doing, hey? Are you coming to see what was going on? Oh, honestly. Right. Glug, glug, glug time. Oh, unbelievable. I've got this bloody grip of a 2-year-old. Oh, man. Okay, let's see how much of this we can spill over the place. Are you going to stay like that for me? Oh. Bet you were hoping that was going to fall out. Mice. Here goes part 2 of Change Your Oil. Wonderful, wonderful time. Let's get a sump plug undone on this one. Hello, noisy aeroplane. Wonderful. Ah, there we go. They always seem to be mega tight. Oh, I'm really pleased about that. Am I going to be able to get that underneath without a massive screw up? Probably not. Being a day of plan B, I've driven the truck up onto blocks, so I'm really hoping that this is going to go under. Hooray! There we go. Let's get this drained out. oil. There we go. A brand new oil filter remover device. Let's see if we can get it off. I got the filter off, but I have to admit that it was a massive amount of brute force and ignorance. What an absolute pain in the butt. These things are supposed to be done up hand tight. I ended up smashing, I'll show you. I actually put one of these on. I've actually found some gloves, look. First time in my life I've actually been prepared. Onto the other GoPro, since this one's batteries are run out, and I can't really remember how much you might have actually seen there because the battery decided to go flat. But I'm just going to put you down. There we go. I'm going to show you what I had to do. I actually had to smack a hole using this whacking great big screwdriver straight through the filter to pull it off. And I have to say, I did think it wasn't going to come off, so I'm really pleased it has done. So I'm going to get that filled up with oil, and then go and have some lunch. Nice. Let's see whether we've got anything on the dipstick. I kind of doubt it yet. Nah. Have we got anything there? It's a long way down. There's some crap on it, which is always reassuring. Let's just try that again. Well, she's up to almost full, so I'll give her a spin over, fill up the filter, and then top her off. Alright, oil pressure gauge. I don't like this. There we go, that's much better. Can't actually see any on the dipstick now. I'm going to shove some more in and have done with it. But seeing sort of the hassle with this, you know, the problem is you're buying an old box like this, and if you've seen some of the previous videos, you know that we took the whole body off so we could tip the cab. Access is really difficult to things, and so they don't get serviced. So if you are buying one, just be prepared that it might not have been touched for a long time, and it's going to be a real pain in the bum when you decide to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna just chuck some more oil in. It's not very exciting, so I'll see you later on. I would just like to say to the Draper Tool Company, the tool company, that actually this bit of kit here is an absolute pile of crap. What has happened in both cases is the actual link has broken. You can see where it's missing. So I don't know, it's obviously made of pure Chinesium or something, but to be honest, that is just a useless bit of kit. Something to avoid, that is. Here we go, it's container time. How exciting. Oh, I better get out of his way. Now this truck is a lot bigger than my truck, and to be honest, you know, I'm always really impressed to see professional drivers getting into these places, because it really isn't easy. Oh, I'm so glad I wore trainers today. Oh, I'm absolutely soaked now. Here he blows.
They can push through trees really easily, but it doesn't
Yeah,
fight the trees.
quite easy to get stuck in a tree, isn't it? I couldn't get any higher to trim them yesterday. Look at that. So that's how you impress the girls, you see. So, you know, see you doing that. Yeah, it takes the piss. Is there anything at all that I can do? Let us know.
No, it's absolutely fine. Fight the trees.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the crane than the container.
Yeah. The container can take it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been dropped a few times already. Yeah, cheers for sending out a bloody nice new one. Well, thank you very much to Phil. What a nice chap. And he's put this wonderful container here for us. Beautiful, isn't it? Now this is what they call a watertight, weather-tight one. I'll tell you what, this has been round China a few times, hasn't it? Let's see what we actually get. I'll fail to open this on bloody camera. Let's have a look. Right. What do we get? Ooh, tie downs. We get a snail all the way from China. I can go back outside, thank you very much, mate. Well, Welcome to container living. I don't think we're going to convert this, to be honest. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I was planning on doing the caravan and the winch and everything in this video, but it's just going to get far too long. So, more content coming up. And by the way, the music in this video, David the Good, go and look at his channel. He's fantastic. And, you know, don't lick cane toads. It's probably good advice. Cheerio.